It is mid-quarantine. That noise is that boy. He thinks I have food for him, but I don't. I just have my own lunch. I've just propped myself here on some hay bales. It is 26 degrees centigrade today, so oh my god, it's a beautiful day. And if you know me, I love summer, so I'm in my element. I'm sweating. I've been doing some hard work. I did about an hour and now I've stopped for my lunch, and I thought I would maybe have a little chat with you guys and see if I can get a video here uploaded at some point. I don't have a Wi-Fi at the moment, so I'm hoping maybe I can go to my sister's to upload this. Yeah, if not, have to wait until I do have a Wi-Fi to upload it. Nice bit of hay for you there. Stop crying, boy. Okay, so just I just got some sauerkraut and pickled onion. I wanted to talk about well, I was going to talk about 5, but I think I'm going to make that another whole other video where I basically just talk about the number 5. So I have a lot of thoughts. Mostly yesterday I had a lot of thoughts about the number 5. Okay, so when I'm eating my lunch, I have to literally lock myself away in here because the wolves are at the door, you see. Can't have any peace. I've given them both 2 carrots, but that's not enough. So I don't know where to put this to have our conversation. Maybe there. There is good lighting, but the old dinos are right there. So you're not gonna like this. You don't like it? Can you hear those like bombs or something going on? Like the real last apocalypse. But really nice weather, so I'm not too bothered. Does anyone else snack on croutons? Like without a salad? Well, I guess I ate a fermented salad, so. Fermented salad and then croutons after. You think you're gonna like the bread, huh? You're making me rush all my food because your hand's standing over me. I don't have anything for you right now. I'll get you a carrot in a minute. I'll get you a carrot in a minute. You crazy boy. I did want to quickly talk about, if that's alright with you, intuitive messages from spirit, from the world, from nature. Or just how, when you go about your day, like, how can you receive messages, divine messages that aren't just via your tarot cards, or maybe you could pull cards on those later or relate it back to cards. So, for example, today I felt like a really strong message, and I'm still pondering the message, because that message was a butterfly. So I was all day, even when I was driving, that's when I saw the first butterfly today, was when I was driving, which is really like, when do you notice a butterfly when you're driving? Like when you're driving, you might notice, like I'll notice my spirit animal if I see it, like a hawk, or you know, roadkill or other cars, but you don't really notice butterflies. So first I noticed this bright yellow butterfly, and so, you know, it's not like it's rare to see them. It's spring, it's that time. But that was my first thing today. I saw that butterfly and I was like, oh, you know, I noticed it. This is where you also know there's something there for you, you know, because you don't notice everything in your path every day. Then when I got here, I saw another yellow butterfly. While I was doing my work in the field, I must have saw a handful of more butterflies, but one white butterfly also really caught my notice. So the butterfly is the symbol of the immortal soul. Also, you could look at the colour as well. So then you have the colour, most of them were yellow and a few of them were white. They were just very pale, very bright. And then you have yellow, which makes me think of like happiness and like, I guess, freedom. Like yellow makes me think of like, yeah, happiness, freedom, and almost like abundance as well. If you think like things that are abundant, like gold are yellow, and you have like the coins, the cups, like that sort of energy. And then if you see like cards on the Rider-Waite, say for example, have a lot of yellow in, they're normally like happier cards, and the cards that are like absent of a lot of yellow are not. So the main colour theme you have there is yellow, which is like happiness, abundance, freedom, you know. Then you have white, which is clearly, like for me, the colour white is purity, innocent, light work. So if you have like white, it reminds you sort of that angelic realm. Again, it's tying back to the soul. Again, being the butterfly is the symbol of the immortal soul. And so clearly there is messages there just into the symbolism alone, but then you can also bring it more to like what was the first like things that came up in me when I saw them. And I guess it was just like, oh, like a reminder of like this light-hearted, fun person that I know I truly am and enjoy to be like majority of the time. I really do seem to tend to go towards that fun, young, playful energy. And again, I do feel like the butterfly is, if you think just of a butterfly in general, like taking out the symbolism, they do kind of represent that freedom. They've freed themselves from their cocoon and now they're like exploring the world and like enjoying their existence and just being beautiful, embracing their beauty and their enjoyment of life, you know. So I just really felt like instantly for me that was like a message I received, like, yeah, I really, you know, why don't I just embrace that today? Why don't I embrace my freedom, my joy, my beauty, my feminism, you know, like as in being feminine, not as in like feminism. But it's just really fun to receive those messages and like we're getting them all the time every day, but it's like when you pay attention to them you can actually unfold like so much more. And then obviously when I was thinking to myself, I had my original hits, which made me think, yeah, like I want to be more free, more yellow energy, you know, more I've been very and actually that does tie back, if I go back into the symbolism, if you think butterflies in the tarot, they tie back to the swords. So if you have the royal swords, if you look at the Rider-Waite, they have butterflies often. I think, yes, the swords have butterfly symbolism on the cards. So there'll be a butterfly on each of the court cards of the swords. And then swords, obviously the air element, and then what rules sort of over the air element makes me think of Mercury, which Mercury is a very mental planet. And definitely I've been in this battle within my mind the last few days, really really kind of being my own worst enemy in that sense, being trapped in my mind. And I just feel like it was almost saying like, look, embrace the butterfly energy, embrace that happiness, that freedom that is within you, knowing that you should celebrate what you are and embrace what you are and think highly of yourself And then, so tying it back to the thinking, tying it back to the sword element, Gus, and the air element, which is the thinking, which is Mercury. So yeah, like I today pulled what would be very negative cards, you know. So I pulled for myself today the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So backed up with 2 very positive cards in my opinion. But the one that fell out first, the original card, was the 8 of Swords, and it is all about in your head being your own worst enemy, seeing things and seeing yourself a lot worse than it actually is. And any of you guys out here who suffer with depression, you're gonna know these cards very well, like good old friends. Like and you know, just embrace them. And often what I do is when I pull those cards is I let other cards fall after, you know, so it can give me a way out, a way to turn that message around for myself, like turn this day around for myself. What can I embrace? Embrace that Pentacle energy, embrace that Ace of Pentacles, that Queen of Pentacles, which is all about embracing my creativity, and being here in the physical, you know, not here in the mind so much with the Swords energy. It's like just bring the energy that you've got going crazy in your head there with the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, and really just pull that energy down and ground it with the Pentacles. And knowing that this, with the Ace of Pentacles, you know, this is a fresh start for me. Like I can take this actually as a fresh start. I could tune this energy into something creative. I could maybe even just see myself as the abundant Queen of Pentacles that I am and can be, because you know, we are all these archetypes within us. You don't have to be that, oh no, I'm a Queen of Cups and you know, I'm only the Queen of Cups. So sometimes, you know, we go through phases where, no, you need to be that Queen of Pentacles, you know. And I feel like I do relate a lot to her. She's very nurturing energy, and I am all about nurturing with my animals, with the people I love in my life, you know, and just embracing that part of me, not feeling like that's not enough, like I'm not enough. But anyway, I think I'm going a bit off track here. We was meant to be talking about butterflies, eh, Barney? So yeah, just a little message of how you can bring just real life and nature and real experiences, like little things like seeing a lot of butterflies and actually really thinking, what is that, you know? Maybe you see a lot of birds that day, or a certain type of bird. Or also I keep getting feathers given to me, like called upon me, but I don't want the feathers, you know, because I'm really grossed out by stuff like that. But there's definitely a message there for me, which I do need to really ponder on, which I probably will now, to be honest. So I will ponder on the feather message, because yesterday I saw like a part of a wing that was like covered in feathers, but it grossed me out, you know, because it's like from, you know, because it's still got the bits on it. And then today I saw a feather and I was like, oh look, there's a feather, and it's not as gross, it's just like one pure black feather. And I went to go straight past it and nothing tripped me up, literally tripped me up. So my wheelbarrow tipped over, luckily it was empty, and landed on the feather. Like, no, like take this in, this feather is here again for you. So I will really sort of go into myself and really figure out what is that message of the feather, you know. But I was pondering over the butterflies all morning and early afternoon before I started having my lunch, and I was just called to take this time to maybe share it with you guys and see how you relate, and if you like to receive messages from spirit in this way, and if you ever like have the same experience with butterflies and if you had the same thoughts about butterflies as me. And when I tie that back to my tarot practice, because I do like to try and, you know, keep this channel about my witchy stuff about tarot, which I think this conversation very much is. I do think it tied back to the air, and it just reminded me, like, you know, air and swords, you can turn that energy around and be like the butterfly, you know. The butterfly might be a big symbol of the swords, a big symbol of air, of Mercury energy, but look how that butterfly is just, you know, it's living its life to the max. It's broke from the cocoon, it's free, you know. It's not that Eight of Swords energy anymore. Maybe the Eight of Swords energy is more going to be like the butterfly in the cocoon. And I made the good point today of not staying at home, being in my head. I decided, like, no, F the quarantine, like, I'm just gonna go hang out with my horses all day, be out in the field, working in the field, getting really grounded, getting rooted, and took some lunch here, so there's no, I just literally saw another yellow butterfly, so just reminding me to probably get back out there and just really turn off from the social media and really enjoy this day for what it is and be that butterfly energy, embrace that butterfly energy, okay? And give these horses a carrot because they've been very patient waiting for me. Good boy. Alright guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon. Let me know your thoughts and experiences below, okay? Love you lots. Bye.